Hey, Jose, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you, Pavel?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for being on here. Guys, if you don't know who Jose is, he's an incredibly successful insurance agent in the US, especially with IUL, number eight top IUL producer in the US. So thank you so much for being here, Jose. I think we can probably kick this off by asking you a very, very simple question. What do you
Okay.
think is the number one biggest challenge that insurance agents face in 2024?
Yeah, the biggest challenge for any agent is find good customers, be in front of the right people, people that they're ready to close or submit an application. That's the main challenge in 2024.
Okay, got it. Get in front of the right people. You said something very good here. And to be honest with you, I probably sat down with about 3 or 4 thousand insurance agents in the last 3 or 4 years.
Mhm.
And that's 95% of agents when we ask them, what's your biggest challenge? Getting in front of the right people, right? So, why do you think that is? Why do you think that's the biggest challenge that agents have?
I think that in this industry, it's an industry that is changing very fast, and not all the agents are changing the way that they're doing the marketing. Most of them they're using traditional ways, for example, door knocking, cold
Mm,
calling. Some of them they're putting tables on supermarkets or networking
yeah.
activities. That's something that worked maybe 10 years ago, but today is very different, and that's the reason that's a main pain of 95% of the agents.
Got it. Well, if I can be honest with you, I think it's not necessarily the agent's fault because
Hmm.
a lot of times when an agent joins the industry, they actually have a mentor, right?
Yeah.
And that mentor had a mentor before. So I think it's more like a systemic issue where, like you said, that was the best way to get clients 10 years ago, right? And the
Hmm.
mentor probably joined 10 years ago. So therefore, now he's got a big, big clientele. He's just getting a lot of referrals. But for new agents who join into this industry, well, maybe they should use something different. Now, I know that you didn't start 10 years ago, right?
No,
You
no.
started almost 10 years ago, but tell me a bit more about how you're getting in front of the right customers because obviously, being the number eight producer of IULs in the US, you must
Hmm.
be doing something right. You must have found a solution to that challenge. So, what are you doing?
Well, let me share with you my story. I've been in this business since 2017. I came from Puerto Rico. Now I'm living in Florida. In 2017, the island Puerto Rico was destroyed with a hurricane. That
Mm,
means that I moved with my family to United States to Florida. Never tried this industry. I discovered this by accident, but I found that was a great opportunity for any people that is new in the business. And I started in the traditional way, door knocking, cold calling all day. I said, hey, should be something different to have
mhm.
results. And that time, I discovered the leads, the mortgage protection leads, direct mail,
Okay.
and yeah, was very good. I was doing good money, good results because on that time the interest of a mortgage was only 2%, and the lead flow was amazing. The problem was when the interest going goes up
Increase.
and the increase and the lead flow, boom, disappear,
Mm,
and I have to reinvent and everything. And that's the reason that 95%, I know that 95% of the agents that when we are new in this business, we have a mentor, and yeah, and the mentor will tell you what was working 10 years ago.
mm. Yeah, for sure. Okay. So you used leads and that's how you got your initial success. Now,
Yes.
I personally know a lot of agents who decided to get into leads and didn't see that initial success, right? Probably some agents were using the same lead source as you, but not getting the same level of success. So, what do you think you were doing differently or better in order to get that success right away?
Well, it's a mindset. It's a mindset for me. A lead is a lead. And when you are broke, there's no plan B. And when you have,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I was totally broke. For me, was no plan B. And I tried to resolve all the leads going to the home of the prospect, uh, call them until I find I book an appointment, or go to the home, etc. And I think that um, when you are working with leads and you have to do what you have to do, okay, requires a lot of work. You have to dial a lot. You have to go to people. The lead is not answering your call. Well, you can go to the home. You have the address. Go there
Mm.
and try to book the appointment. I think that that's a reason that I had different results, because my the mindset that I have now is that I have to resolve all the leads,
Okay.
no plan B.
Got it. Okay, cool. So that's, yeah, I mean, I think a lot of agents want to succeed. I think every
Yeah,
agent wants to succeed,
100%, 100%.
but a lot of them don't. So do you think it's just because they get tired, they give up too quickly, or do you think that's the main reason why they're not successful with leads?
I think that the other part is the upline or the leader that
Hmm.
give them direction. If you have a leader uh, that give you direction, for example, in my case, I had an upline that he was working leads like me,
Oh,
and okay, and I copy and paste
okay.
his system. He was working 100 hours per week in the field, 30 appointments, but it was not easy, because when
Yeah.
when you are driving, and that was the main reason, because I learned from him to
Okay.
don't give up and resolve every lead.
So you learned from someone who was successful, and
Oh
that's
yeah,
how you became successful. Okay.
yes, yes.
So you got, like, what kind of training did you go through? I'm curious about that because I, again, talk to a lot of agents. I know a lot of agents who think they're doing it the right way or think
Mhm,
they're giving the right training to their team. So what
mhm,
was that training? I assume you got a script, probably that
mhm,
that person listened to you on the phone or listened to
mhm,
the recording. What kind of
mhm.
training did you get in order to, get the best
That's
results?
that's very important. And if you want to have success in this business, you need to have a system. You need to have a script. And I had a script. My upline shared with me a good presentation, a good script. Number one, to book appointments. Number two, the presentation in the home. And I repeat the same presentation for 5 years. The same,
Okay.
nothing different. I think, Pavel, that sometimes agents try to reinvent the wheel, and that's a problem.
There's no shortcut, right?
No,
I
no
mean,
shortcuts in this
the,
business.
the only shortcut is learning from someone who's doing it. That's the
Yes.
only shortcut. But other than that, like, even if they're doing it, doesn't mean that you'll be successful right away, right? Now,
No.
let me ask you this. You did the same presentation for 5 years, right?
Yes.
Were you better after 1 year? And were you better after 2 years? And did you just keep getting better, or it was pretty stable the whole way
No.
through?
Learning every week. Learning every week. Every week.
Yeah.
Hey, when I finish a presentation, sometimes I don't I was impossible to close the sale. I say, okay, perfect. Let me review what happened here. Okay. Well, the next time, let me change this, let me change this, let me improve that part. Let me talk to my upline. Hey, I'm
Mm,
having this problem. And that's a way. But if you want to have success in this business, you need to be learning every week, every week, every week.
yeah.
Because that's a problem with in this business, because when you are having success, you think that you are the best of the best, because you have
Yeah.
1 week, a very good week, but the next week you can have a bad week.
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't mean that the business is you're a failure. No, it's part of the business, and you have to analyze what you are doing.
Yeah. In technical terms, the way I like to think about it is it's like a chain reaction. Okay.
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
first thing you need to have is your mindset. The
Yeah.
second thing you need to have is good marketing, like a good lead source, right?
Hmm.
Then the third thing you need is good appointment setting. You need to convert those leads into actual appointment. And then you need
Yes.
a good lead nurture system. So you convert those appointments into appointments that show up, right? Or
Yes.
that you show up to, basically kept appointments. And then again, once you have kept appointments, you need to be able to sell to those people. And each of these steps are individual skills that you need to look at and learn and train and repeat, right? And it doesn't stop at the sale. Then how do you keep your book active? And how do you monetize your book as much as possible, right? So, unfortunately, I think a lot of agents just try to skip to leads and sales. I just need leads and I will automatically, magically make sales. But in reality, there's like so much skills that go into it. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many skills that you got to learn when you're an agent. You can't just make sales and get leads, unfortunately. And I think that's why a lot of lead sources get a bad rep
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
if you have the skills, if you're a successful agent, any lead source, you'll see some success with it. Any lead
Yes.
source, right?
Yes.
But the opposite is true. If you haven't worked on those skills, any lead source, you won't see success with it. So that's
Yeah.
kind of my opinion. What do you think about that?
Yeah. You're right. In this business, there's no shortcuts. Sometimes we love, we would like to have shortcuts. Well, I want to buy 10 leads, and I want
Mm.
to close 10 sales.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not the reality. You have to, number one, you have to understand your numbers. Okay, how much is your closing ratio? Okay, how many hours you are working with your business? Okay, what is, who is your lead source? Okay, how you are working that lead source? Okay, perfect. Now you have the, you booked appointment. Okay, you, how, I want to understand my metrics of the show up rate ratio. Okay, I'm booking 10 appointments, but I'm having 10 no show. Okay, something is happening in my script, or the system. When I have the opportunity to be in front of the prospect, okay, what is my script to tell them? Because
Yeah.
sometimes, Pavel, I agree with you. Um, Maybe an agent think, okay, perfect, I have a lead. I go to the home, or on Zoom, or over the phone. Okay, hey, Mr. John, how much is your budget for this? Oh, $50. Okay, let me close the sale. No,
Yeah.
it's not. No, you need to study. You need to improve your skills.
Yeah, absolutely. So, couple things that popped up here. Not all scripts are created equal, number one.
Hmm.
So you need a good script. But secondly, it's not because you have a good script that you're necessarily going to interpret and use the script in the right way, right? So
Yeah.
again, it really comes down to skills. And I think one of the best examples I can give to that is we have like a weekly coaching call in Insurance Agents University.
Hmm.
And one of them once a month is a sales call optimization, right? So what we
Yes.
do is either we review a live appointment setting call, recruiting call, sales call, or we actually role play or drill on objections. And sometimes the agents have the script in front of them when we role play, and it still
Okay.
doesn't work. It's still not good, right? Because it's a lot of training and it's a lot of repetition. It's a lot of failing. You've also mentioned, right? Obviously, you have a team. I don't know how many agents do you have on your team at the moment?
400.
400 agents on your team. That's amazing, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
that's a lot of people to train.
Hmm.
Now, obviously, you don't train all of them one on one yourself, but you mentioned it's important to have good leadership, to have a good leader, right?
Hmm.
How do you train a new agent that joins your team?
Well,
What's the process?
when a new agent is starting in the agency, we have a new agent training. Okay, if we have 11 steps, and contracting, onboarding, join to our social media, and one of the more important steps are the role play.
Role
For,
play.
yeah, role play is very important. It's not the same that you are reading a script, that you
Yeah.
have the opportunity to practice your tonality, how to your rebuttals, Okay, how to manage the time that you are working. And let me share my experience when I started in this business. At the beginning, I was trying to do friends with the prospect, and
Hmm.
I was spending 3 hours in the house, 3 hours, drinking coffee, eating cookies, everything. At the end of the after 3 hours, no sales
Yeah.
because I was trying to do a friend. Well, you need to practice that. You need to
Mhm.
have a structure, and with the role play, you have the opportunity that your leader give you direction, and it's very important the role play. And the other, for me, very important is the weekly call. You need to be all in, okay, and be learning every week. Doesn't matter if you are selling $40,000 per week. It's
Mhm.
important that you be in touch with that call.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. The other thing is like every good salesperson has some ruts at some point. Like you mentioned, like you can have a great week and then a bad week, right? So if you're selling, let's say, a lot of people they do the right thing, which
Mm-hmm.
brings eventually the right result that they're looking for. But
Yep.
then once they get that result, they stop doing the right thing. So it's a
Yes.
it's like a ticking bomb, and their business is like a roller coaster, right? All right,
Mm-hmm.
now everything's going bad. I work more, I practice more. Okay, now I'm doing okay. Let me go on vacation. Let me stop going to the weekly calls. Let me stop training. Let me stop listening back to my calls. Now my business is going down. Okay, now I got to work more. And they just keep going through that cycle. Um, but I actually have a saying that I took from a book, right? And it
Mm-hmm.
says the sales team or just the salesperson in general only has one pedal, and it's the small one on the right. It's the gas pedal, right? So it
Yeah.
doesn't matter if it's going well, if it's going bad, you always need to have all gas. If you're
All
in
gas.
sales, all gas, right? Your goal should be to bury your success team, bury like the underwriting team. They should call you and say, Jose, don't sell me more sales. I can't handle it anymore.
Please
That's your
stop.
goal, right?
Yeah. Stop.
uh,
No.
yeah, exactly. Cool.
Yeah,
But
I agree with you.
yeah, I like what you mentioned, right? So you have a good training, 11 steps, that's all recorded. But then
Mm-hmm.
you also have live accountability, right? You,
Mm-hmm.
you actually test your people live through mock calls and role playing, and you're able to tell them, hey, right now you're not doing good. Here's how you can do better, right?
Yes.
And that's very, very good. Now, what would you recommend to some agents who maybe don't have that leadership in their team, right? Maybe their leader didn't put that in place because not all leaders are created equal again, right? Or maybe they
Mm-hmm.
have good leadership on their team, but they feel like they just want to get some extra help. What can you recommend for those agents?
Well, when you are in this business and you are new or you have experience, you need to be in contact with people that they have a knowledge that you don't have. Okay,
Mm,
and that's the reason that I love to talk with people like you, because
mhm.
you know systems, you know tools that are new for me. Okay, and they're new for a lot of agents. And one of the main things that an agent have to understand, that they have to see their business as a real business from day one. If you treat this like a hobby, you will have
Mm,
results like a hobby. If
yeah.
you see this like a real business, you have to invest in yourself, okay, in your self development. And one of the things that I do is that I love to talk with people like you, like Joey, that I can learn new things, new strategies, because this business is changing all the
Mm,
time. All that something that was working 1 year ago, maybe it's not working now.
yeah.
And doesn't matter if you are a top producer or you are new, you need to be with people that they have knowledge that is new for you. And this is my best advice, because I see that some agents, they think that the only thing that you need is to get your license, and yeah, that's it. Doesn't
Yeah,
work
for
in that
sure.
way. Okay.
Mm. Yeah, that's very good. That's very good. So one other question I have also is, what do you actually recommend to your 400 team members, your 400 agents, right? You mentioned the biggest challenge early on was getting in front of the right people. So
Hmm.
how do you guide them as a leader into getting in front of the right people?
Okay. The first advice is to have the right mindset. Okay. One of the things I discovered in this industry that changed my results, oh, 100%, was when I discovered the IULs.
Okay.
When I discovered the IUL, and I discovered that if I can have a meeting with a prospect, with a client, and show them their financial inventory and show them all the value that they can have in the with the IUL, I say, hey, uh, Mr. John, in this moment you are spending um, $500 in entertainment. You are spending $500 in miscellaneous. Okay, what do you think? By the way, you are saving some money. Yeah, $500. What if we take $1,000 of this money and we put that money in the IUL, and you will have this value, this value, this value, this value. When I discovered that, I said, wow, the only thing you have to do is be in front of the people. When I
Mm-hmm.
started doing that, I started making good money and learn that if you are making good money, you can't spend all your money. You have to
Mm-hmm.
reinvest in your business.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided to reinvest 75% of my commissions in my
Okay.
business. Okay, in tools, trainings, and and that's the way that I teach my agents. Don't
Okay.
sell, don't sell with your pocket, because
Mm.
when we start in this business, yeah, most of us we started in a very bad financial position, and if you try to sell with your pocket to sell policies of $20, yeah, it's very difficult to build a big business. But if
Yeah.
you understand that you can offer value to your customer, and you offer that they feel that you are here to help them, they're not thinking in price or whatever. They're thinking in value on that,
Mm.
because believe me, we can help a lot of people with the right information.
Mm. Yeah. Okay. So I'm hearing that you give a lot of good sales training to your
Sales
team,
training.
right?
Yeah.
So reinvesting in sales training, but I also know that you invest a lot in your marketing.
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you learned how to run your own ads on social media, right? And
Yes.
you've actually invested a lot of money into ads. Is that right?
Yes. That's right.
Cool.
That's right. Yes, I I learned a lot of new things. For example,
Mm,
invest on marketing, invest on my YouTube channel, um, offer value to my customer, and be learning every day. Be learning. That's the key. Don't close to new things, because the business is changing every day, every day.
I'll tell you something that I find incredible about you specifically. I talk to a lot of agents who are not as successful as you, right?
Hmm.
Or in a, that are successful, but
Hmm.
not that much, pretty much. And
Hmm.
very often they have an ego that is very high. Okay.
Yeah.
Since our first conversation, what I've noticed about you is you're very grounded and humble and always like looking to learn about someone, whatever it is. You're always
Hmm.
looking and open minded. And I think that's just truly incredible. And that's probably also one of the many reasons of your success, right? You've mentioned it earlier, but you're always looking to learn that extra thing from someone who knows it already. And that's probably
Yes.
why you became successful so quickly in this industry. Do you think so?
Yes, I think that in this industry or any business that you be working, you need to understand that you will find people that they know more than you, and you can learn
Mm,
from them. Okay, I'm always learning. Okay, and in business, if you have a big ego, That's something that is very dangerous for your bank account. Okay, big
Yes.
ego, high risk for your bank account,
Hmm.
and it's very difficult, Pavel, to run a business alone. If you want to run a big organization, a big team, a big company, you need help. You need people that be working with you. If
Absolutely.
if you're thinking that you are a superstar and you know everything, yeah, I'm the best guy because I'm making $10,000 per week. Yeah, maybe this week, but yeah, you can sell 10,000. That's cool, but it's impossible
Mm,
to sell 1 million per week. You need help and be humble. And I learned something. I came from corporate, and in 2017, when my family lost everything, I learned a lot. I learned
mm,
a lot, and when you are humble, there's a lot of people that will help you.
mm.
And when we lost everything, I'm just call people that I know, friends, everything, people in LinkedIn. They help me, and yeah, that's a way that I teach my agents, because that's the only way that you can have uh, a good business, and you need to help people. If you don't help people, hey, you will then not be too much time in this business.
Right. That's true. And I've
Yeah,
got another question that's totally unrelated to this, but our first language, both of us, is not English, right?
not English.
And
No.
there's a lot of insurance agents who have that mindset of, I only want to work with my community because
Hmm.
people in other communities are not
Hmm.
really open to working with me because of my accent or because of this or because of that.
Yeah.
Now, I want to know your thoughts on that, and then I can share what my thoughts are. But I know that most of the IULs that the IUL cells that you have are with English speaking people,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
how do you navigate that?
Well, remember that I told you about my upline? Well,
Mm,
when I moved here to Florida, to United States, I was only working with customers in Spanish. Well, was
okay.
is my main language. However, my upline, he was in Chicago, and
Okay.
he's from Russia. He's Russian,
Okay.
and he told me he was selling $15,000, $20,000 per week. When I did coach, wow! And he told me, "Hey, Jose, I'm I'm from Russia. Okay, my main language
Hmm.
is not English, but I discovered that if I learn English, I can have more opportunities." Right? And he
Mm,
told me, "Hey, I recommend that you start working, helping customers in Spanish and English, because you will have more opportunities."
mm.
And I took the risk. I started investing on leads in English. Very bad experience, very difficult. I was scared, because I was investing a lot of money in that time. And when I invested the first time in English, I was not easy. Was not easy. But with practice, every week, I think that 95% of my customers are are in English. And
Mm,
you know what? That I was thinking at the beginning. Well, if I go to this family that they see that English is not my main language, maybe they will not help me. Blah blah blah. But was the opposite? When they saw me, hey, English is not my main language. They told me, hey, don't worry, okay. For me, you are a rock star because you speak English and Spanish. Okay, perfect. And that's
That's
my
good.
experience. I don't see any limitation now, English, Spanish, and that
Yeah.
was one of the reasons that I had the results that I have.
Yeah. So kind of a similar, experience on my end. We initially were only working with customers in French because French is my first language. And then
Hmm.
eventually, started with working with customers in English. And now my English is actually pretty good.
That's good.
Used to not be as good as that.
Hmm.
And,
Hmm.
you know, for me, it was never an issue. Actually, from day one, we started working with people in English. There are some questions, especially because we only do 100% remote sales. So they were
Hmm.
like, hey, like, where are you located? Where are you from? Blah, blah. But you answer those questions and you move on, right? I
Hmm.
think as
Hmm.
long as you have confidence and a good
Yes.
presence, whether it's on Zoom or in person, as long as you're confident, you have a good presence, you show expertise, you show that you know just a little bit more than they do about what you're about to discuss, you're not going to run into any issues, right?
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
problem, I think, with agents who are struggling to move out, of their, whether it's their first language or their community or whatever it is, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
I think it's a lack of sales skills and
Yes.
confidence in their ability, and they need to work on that, right?
Hmm.
Especially if they're trying to build a big business, like you've mentioned.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
it's cool to see that we have a similar experience there.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And I want to share with you a secret.
Okay, go
And
ahead.
okay, when I started working with the market in English, I had a high ticket script. Okay, and
Mm,
I had a presentation in my iPad, and I had a high ticket presentation. Okay, then when I was in front of the customer, I had confidence. I say, okay, John, sit here. John, Mary here. Okay, this is the step number one. Blah 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 blah. It was a high ticket script, and that's if people see you with confidence, they will trust you because you are
mm,
the expert in that house. You are the expert, and in insurance. When you are on
yeah,
Zoom with a customer, with a prospect, you are the expert. For
yeah,
example, imagine when you go to the doctor. When you go to the doctor asks you questions. And you, okay,
yeah.
perfect. I have a pain here, pain here. Okay, perfect. Your diagnostic is that you have here, and these are the instruction. It's the same here. But
Mhm.
in my case, my secret is that I had the presentation, a high ticket presentation on my iPad, and the only thing I did was show the presentation, and that's it. Yeah, but confidence, the same like you.
So where can people find those kind of presentations?
Yeah, I can share with you the presentation, and you can share with
All right, cool.
with your
Perfect.
followers. Yeah, yeah,
Amazing. I
yeah.
appreciate that, man. Yeah, we can definitely set up maybe just a link in the description with a link to access that kind of material, and we
Hmm.
probably some sales material, some scripts, some
Yeah,
appointment setting, um, as well as other marketing material that might be helpful for agents.
100%. I have a phrase that is the secret is there's no secret. I share everything.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
I
good,
share.
man.
Yeah, and you know that I have my channel, my YouTube channel, and I'm gonna in the description you can find my channel. It's in Spanish
Perfect.
because I want to help the Latino agents, and
Yep.
people are surprised because I share everything. What
Mm,
I'm doing in my business, I'm using this, I'm using that. But Pavel, when you are sharing value, people will trust you. That's the reason
mhm.
that when, for example, agents see me on these kind of interviews or on YouTube, whatever, they call me. Hey, Jose, I saw you on YouTube. Hey, I have this situation in my organization. Uh, can I be your part of your team? Okay, that's a way that if you are an agent and you want to have a big organization, help people, show value. If you show value to customer agents, you will have success. Doesn't matter if
It's a
you're
competition, right? It's a
yeah,
competition. You got to win.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a competition, and that's my secret. The secret is there's no secret. I share everything because for some reason I don't understand why people that are having success in this business they don't want to share what they're
Mhm.
working. And yeah, I believe in that. Help
That's
people.
amazing. So people can find your YouTube channel just by searching your name, right?
Yes, yes.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's
Perfect.
here,
Cool.
Jose Graxirena.
That's amazing, man. Yeah. So I feel like time flies. We've already had a really good conversation. Do you have any closing words for agents watching this
Hmm.
live podcast with us?
Yes. My recommendation to all the agents: number one, try to learn about IULs as soon as possible. Number two, invest on your business. Invest. And number three, have a good mentor, and you will have success.
That's amazing, man. That's some good advice right there. Cool. Well, I really appreciate your time, Jose, and I think we need to do more of those episodes to talk more about IULs, right?
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of opportunities in the IUL. I think that uh, um, for agents, if they learn all the things that they can do with the IULs and help their customers with value, they will be surprised with the results, and also with the revenue, the commission that they can make. And Pavel, thank you for the opportunity. What you are doing is amazing. You are helping a lot of agents, and anything that you need, I'm here to help you.
Amazing, man. I appreciate it.